Joyce from the Euclid Library, and I'm here to do a fun paper airplane activity. So if you'd like to participate, that would be great. If not, you can just watch. You can always pause this as we go along if you need to get something or redo a step. The only supplies you really need if you want to make one of your own is to have some paper. It can be any kind. Scrap paper is great. That's what I'm using. Different sizes are okay. I have 8.5 by 11, and part of what I'm going to talk about, it takes 8.5 to 11, but you can adjust it however you want. So what we're going to do first is just make a plain paper airplane. So that looks like this, and will fly. So if you take a piece of paper, and the first thing you want to do with your piece of paper is fold it in half, lengthwise. So, like this. Put those edges together, and then it looks like this. You have your crease down the center, ready to go, okay? Then we're gonna take the top corner and fold it down to reach that center fold that you just made. So you have a like triangle up there on top like that. And then we're going to repeat it with the other side. Fold it down, meet the crease, and there you have it. Okay, that's step one. And then the next time we're going to take this piece and fold it into that center crease. So we're going to take it like this and fold it into that center crease and fold it down. So it would look like this. See what I did there? Okay, so if you want to try that, and then we're going to do that on the other side also. Take it, fold it down to that center crease, and it will look like this. Okay? And then our next step from there is to go ahead and take that center crease and fold it the opposite way so that you now have it folded this way. Starting to look more and more like an airplane, isn't it? Okay, and then you're going to take each of the wings and you're going to fold this part down flat. So to get this edge to go right along this edge. So it goes like this and fold it down like that. You see what I did? And folded it down, and then we're going to do it on the other side also. Okay. And we have our plane. And you can go ahead and fly it. Awesome. All right, so if that worked out well, you might have some variations of that. There's lots of variations. You can do different kinds. But what I wanted to do today was to do an experiment with different sizes of airplanes, which is from different sizes of pieces of paper, to see which will fly the furthest. So I made up a little chart here saying about which plane will fly the farthest. And then we're going to use different size paper and try different times and see. So I don't know if you want to guess, but we're going to make our different sizes. So this is when you need your scissors and a pencil and a ruler if you want. You don't have to. Here's our paper. So this is the 8.5 and 11, which is what we just made. Now we're going to make one that is an 8-inch square. So we're going to use this 8-inch, and then to make it into a square, you could use your ruler and mark down to 8 inches and draw a line and cut it. The other way to do it is to take your paper and take this top corner and pull it across to the bottom corner, like so. And then you take your scissors and cut this flap off. And then you will have a square. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so we're going to take this square and go ahead and redo that whole paper airplane like we did before. So take your paper, and then you're going to fold it in half. So we have our fold in half, and you're going to have to try to ignore this other line if you have it. And then you're going to take this top one and come down like so. Like so, and then we're going to do that on the other side, remember? Like so. So we have two pieces looking like this. Okay, and then we're going to take this one and fold it into that center again. So, there we go with that one, and then one on the other side. Like that. There we go. And then, remember, we flip it around like so, and then we're going to pull those flaps into the center. Notice it is much smaller than our original plane. So there we have one flap that makes it look more like a plane, and now we're going to do the other side and fold that one down also. And there we go. All right. Now, if you have plain paper, you can always decorate them also if you want. And then you could personalize them so you know which ones. Here's the other one. This was our original one, 8.5 by 11. This is our 8-inch square. You can see that they're different sizes. And we're gonna do some experiments, but let's try the third size I wanted to do. Was one that instead of being 8.5 by 11 is going to be a 6 by 11. So once again, if you have a ruler, you can draw a line at 6 inches and 6 inches, draw a line down and cut it. The other way to do, if you don't have a ruler, is to take that flap that you cut from that last piece. It's the same length, same width as you want. You can lay that next to here and draw a line down, or you just use it as a rough guide to mark that down. So I'm going to, I don't know how well you can see that, probably not too well, but there would give you a pretty good guide on how to cut it. Or, as I said, you can always just use a ruler, which is what I'm going to do, and measure 6 inches from the bottom across, and then up at the top and across to 6 inches. And then I'm going to take my ruler and draw a line down from top to bottom. And there, I don't know if you can see my line here. I will make it darker with my marker that I happen to have that I used for my chart. Here's my ruler. And there's the line. So then I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Okay, and then this size paper is 11 by 6, okay? And then we're going to make a paper airplane out of that also. Same way. So we're going to fold it in half lengthwise, just like we did before. There we go. And then we're going to take that top corner and pull it down to the middle. Notice now how much narrower it is than the other ones were. So like that, and then on the other side, down we go. There, and then remember this corner back down into the center again. like so. And then we'll add to the other, we'll do that to the other side. Down to the center, flatten it out, and we're good. Once again, and then, remember, then you flip it back on that fold so that it's the other way around. There we go. And then you need to take that flap and fold it down, okay? Right along the side so that that flap lined up with the bottom. There we go. And then we'll do it on the other side. And we will have 3 different planes all built the same way but different sizes. So here is our narrow one. And here's our little one. And this one is that original one. So, given these 3, which one do you think will fly the farthest? If you want to fill in your chart and take a few trials and see what you think. There are some forces that you use to fly, and one of them is lift, which is when you are doing it, you obviously aren't going to have it go down into the ground. You're going to want to go up, but how far up? Probably not too far, but a little bit of lift to get it going, and how heavy it is. And then the thrust, which is how hard you push your hand. And lastly is the drag, which is basically the air that is working against it. So you use those things to put together to fly. So there are some different airplanes that you can try and see. There's also lots of other airplanes you can make. Even the one we made, you could vary. I'll just show you one variation. If you take your piece of paper, another piece of paper, and fold it in half again, just like it was before. So it's in half. And fold it in half, like we did here. And here is another one this way. And then into the center. This is exactly the same thing we've been doing all along on these. Here you go, like this. And then instead of flipping it out, you can flip it in, fold them in like this, so they are inside. And then you can do different things. You can fold it down all the way like we have done before, or you can even just do them part way. So that just as long as they're equal on each side, I made a little flap there, and we can make a little flap here. And we have a very similar plane, but a different plane, and it will probably fly differently. So experiment away, see what you think, see what you learn, and I hope you have a good time, and hope to see you again. Thanks.